Welcome to the Mavens Do It Better podcast. And now, your host, Heather Newman.
Okay, so we're sitting here in lovely Mililani Town Center, right?
Yes.
I've got that correct?
In the middle of Oahu.
In the middle of Oahu. And I'm here with Andy, as I know her, from all of the different times we've hung out together. And so there's a little outside noise giving us a little color. But you want to introduce yourself to everybody?
I am Andrea, Andy Sikkink. I call myself a hyphenated person. I am an actor, an artist. I right brain, left brain. I do a little of everything. Hopefully, a lot of it well.
I think you do a lot of it well, for
yes.
sure.
So the balance has always been between my interest in art and my artistic endeavors. I've always painted from when I was a little kid, but I was also a jock, so it wasn't cool. So I hid that side away and just did it, and no one knew about it.
Wow.
Through high school until I got to college and was encouraged by a couple different teachers to explore how good I could get. So I had an art minor, but ended up getting a teaching degree.
Oh, cool.
And so I taught for quite a while, and that was fun because I could do a little of everything that I liked.
Right.
And then when I came to Hawaii, just a lot of other opportunities opened up.
Right.
So I started doing more modeling that I had done a little of on the mainland, but there was just a lot more to be done here. Mm-hmm. And there were a lot of TV productions and movie productions, so ended up doing acting about 15% of the time.
Very cool.
Yeah, and then I had friends with shops that would put my art in there, and they'd call me up a couple weeks later and say, "Need more?" And so, yes. I was like, I'm a professional paid artist.
Yay.
And then I had friends with businesses that were like, hey, you want to do bookkeeping? Hey, you know a little bit about computers. Can you do some computer work for us? So I found myself learning a vast array of skills.
A maven of all trades.
Yes. Yes, they call me the Renaissance woman.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, and I look at Da Vinci, and I am actually related to Van Gogh, and I go, they did a lot of stuff.
Really?
And I think when you build on your creative side, then you take on more things.
Right.
Like you.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I love your painting. I have one in my bathroom that I just love, and the sea turtle that you gave me that's so sweet. And so how long have you had, so it's As You Wish?
Yep, As You Wish Arts. I started when I came on island, and in the beginning just sold in friend shops.
Right.
But then with my computer skills and
Yep.
friends' help, I started a website.
Yep.
I have paintings all the way as far away from here as Tasmania, Prague, Czechoslovakia, and all over the U.S. So I have a little map where I mark off when I sell something. Yep.
That's awesome.
And I have some that I've, like your turtle that you have of mine, that are limited edition prints. So I actually had them archivally scanned, and I can sign them and sell, a lot of them, and mass produce them and get them sold that way.
Wow. Do you have any, everybody always wants to know, where something's hanging that might be fairly interesting, a secret, or anything like that you could talk about? Or?
Well, I definitely want to go to Europe. I have not yet been to Europe.
Okay.
And I had a lady commission one for someone of her dog on the canals in Venice.
Oh, wow.
And so that's hanging in some famous shop owner's place in Venice.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Okay. Of her dog.
Of her dog. Oh, my goodness.
With the canal behind, yes.
That's fun.
And then I had a guy collect from Prague, from the Czech Republic. And his dad was a famous painter, which I luckily didn't know before I did his painting. That was a little pressure.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yes.
Kidding. And you do a lot of environments. Obviously, you get a lot of inspiration from Hawaii and other places you go, yeah?
Yep. Yeah, my childhood paintings were mountains that I never saw. I grew up in Minnesota.
Okay.
Flat. Lots of beautiful lakes, so I could paint lakes, but I painted mountains to no end.
Wow.
And my sister moved out to Eugene, Oregon when I was 11 or 12 years old, and saw the coast and went, whoa.
Wow.
Some paintings that someday will be worth a lot of money.
Yeah. I love it.
Yes. And yeah, then it just sort of became, what else could I try?
Right.
So I tried, sea turtles and people's pets, and I've moved into people. That's hard.
Right.
But I've done, my one I'm really proud of is a little local girl who's gotten to be quite famous for hula dancing.
Oh, neat.
And I did one of her first hula performances.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah.
Have you done, was that like a live painting kind of? Have you done any of that stuff?
I have done some live painting. I've done it mostly at the shops where I was showing my work.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
No pressure. It just starts to rain, or somebody bumps your easel.
Right.
Yeah, but someday maybe I can be like Wyland and paint in my gallery and have people gather around and watch.
Or watch Sting
and you say, yeah, it's $9,000 starting bid. That's my goal.
Oh, my
Yeah.
goodness.
Yeah, and then the fun part is when I'm doing the other part of my job, the acting part of my job, there's a lot of downtime when you're on set.
Sure.
So I can just look around wherever we're at. It takes me to a lot of locations on the island that I wouldn't normally go.
Oh, sure.
And
Tell everybody.
Oh.
Yeah.
So I became a union actor when I came on island, and so Hawaii Five-0. It's been 8 seasons long, and I got to be a reoccurring police officer.
Right.
And then tried out for different parts, and season finale, I got to be a Russian spy. So
That's
they
awesome.
wrote it in as I've been in plain sight the whole time.
Wow, okay.
The very awesome part is my daughter got to play my real daughter.
Wow.
So when we went to the audition, I warned her, we might not get cast together.
Right.
You might get cast with a different mom. I might get a different daughter. That's happened to us before. And so we did it, and they said, well, there probably won't be speaking, or other people will be talking over you.
Right.
But they actually wrote what we said into the script.
That's so cool.
So we got this fat script, and we're like, that's what we said in the audition. Yeah. And we got our own trailers, and probably 5 minutes later, she was on my door. She's 20.
Right.
Mom, I'm bored and I'm scared. Can I sit with you? So we hung out in a trailer together. I wrote. We shouldn't have had to practice them. But it was fun. It was really, really fun.
Funny.
Yeah. And to have worked with the people all these different seasons, so when we're in the green room together, they turn, they're like, oh, you! And it was so much fun. And amazingly, one of the main characters, Scott Kahn, is his passion is photography.
Okay.
So we sat and talked about art.
Oh, nice.
Which was really fun.
That's so awesome.
And made me much less nervous.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
That's great. So you've been on all seasons, yeah?
Yeah, I've been in probably over 60 episodes.
Wow.
Yeah, and then may not be in the 9th season too much. Depends on what happens with my character.
Right.
Because it was the season finale, so everything's hanging.
Yeah, completely. Yeah.
Maybe I'll escape. Maybe I'll
right.
be good.
And you have to you weren't allowed to talk about the.
Nope.
Right.
No, yeah,
So-
you sign a non-disclosure. You can tell people to watch the episode, but you can't tell much about it.
Right.
So
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
So do you find that a lot of film gets shot here, obviously, because it's so beautiful, and so have you been in other things? Is
Yes.
that- okay.
Yeah. And usually my kids laugh because I have 3 children that grown up with us doing this.
Yeah,
They don't think it's that amazing.
Right.
But when I came home from doing the first Jurassic World, and I said I was in some trailer with some guy named Chris Pratt. I don't know who he is. And they're like, "Are you kidding?
Yeah.
What are you talking about, Mom?" I'm like, "Yeah, they were running lines. Him and some Bryce. I think she's related to Ron Howard." And they're like, "Oh my god!"
Wow.
But yeah. So I got to do both the brand new Jurassic World and the one that comes out in a couple days.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm in kind of a Rosie the Riveter, working in the background in one of the scenes.
Wow.
For that one, gotten to do Godzilla. Quite a few Japanese movies come on island.
Okay, sure.
So my husband and I are pretty famous in Japan.
Oh.
So once in a while we'll get stopped by people at Waikiki Beach that want our autograph, and then we have to figure out what movie they're talking about.
Right.
We just did one that's a remake of 50 First Dates, the Adam Sandler movie.
Oh yeah.
That showed in Japan. That was pretty famous. And then another one about the Eggs and Things restaurants called Love and Pancakes.
Love and Pancakes. Okay.
I got to eat pancakes all day and get paid
That's awesome.
to eat pancakes. And the guy said take bigger bites
Really?
and really eat it.
Oh my
That
goodness.
was
So you
amazing.
just like, oh my god.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm like, I don't want pancakes for the rest of my life. But
Yeah,
but it was fun. It was really, really fun. And it was one of those things where you don't know what it's going to be, and then it ends up being really amazing. Because it's a camera crew from another country that does things completely different.
That's super cool.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you've also been involved with, I've met you sort of through, through the SharePoint Saturdays.
Yes.
And so you've been involved in
Yep.
the Microsoft crew and the SharePoint crew with our good friend Chris Bayard.
Yeah,
and,
for 6 years with helping put on the SharePoint conference.
Yeah.
And I thought at first they were just hiring me to be the show model at a car show. But then they're like, you're going to go set up the computer and you're going to go get this ready and you're going to run the whole app to get people signed in. And and it's one of those growth experiences where you're like, wow. And then if you can go to a session and learn from somebody, you're like, now I have a whole new skill set.
Yeah.
Now I can do all this.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I always joke that I should get paid because I promote all my friends.
Right.
You should go to this seminar.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's so funny. So we do it here in Honolulu, we do, instead of SharePoint Saturday, we do SharePoint Friday.
Correct.
Does that have to do with surfing, or is it just...
It does.
Okay, talk about that a little bit.
Well, there's the Aloha Friday mentality. So basically the weekend starts Thursday night.
Oh, okay.
So if you try to teach people and have them come to learn something on a Saturday, they're not going to come.
Gotcha.
But if you do it on a Friday and their employer condones it,
right,
they will come and they'll be happy because it's a bonus day, and then their weekend starts the minute their seminar's done.
I see. I knew Aloha had, but I didn't realize about the Thursday night.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah, basically starts Thursday night.
Really got it down then. That makes a lot of sense to me.
Yes.
Okay, that's fantastic.
And most of our holidays that are uniquely Hawaiian fall on Mondays, so we know how to shorten that week up. So we just had King Kamehameha Day. We'll have Statehood Day in August. We get Prince Kahio Day. We have a lot of Mondays off.
That's awesome. And you've lived on Hawaii how long?
A couple decades now. Our kids were raised here. Yeah.
Okay.
So a novelty for them is to go to the mainland and have Olive Garden. And then I have friends who say, but there's so much better Italian food. I'm like, but there's Olive Garden. We don't have that.
Right. Those breadsticks are pretty awesome.
Yeah. Or In-N-Out. Hello. They don't have In-N-Out here.
Right.
So,
that's awesome.
yeah. It was amazing when we got Target. And Five Guys right over here.
I know. We're looking at Five Guys. I know. That is kind of amazing that there's a Five Guys right here.
It's pretty empty, though, unfortunately.
Yeah, it is empty.
Yeah, they don't make a Hawaiian flavor, that's why.
Well, I love the whole, I was a theater major, I do tech, you know what I mean? And I just feel like it all sort of complements and bleeds together so much.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. And you also being an educator, you taught for a really long time as well.
And half of teaching is acting, right?
Yeah, completely.
And faking it.
Yep.
The entire way.
I always
Fake it till you make
it. Smoke and mirrors, darling. Smoke and
exactly.
mirrors.
And that does definitely translate through for acting because you memorize things.
Yep.
And you your knowledge to the kids in a way that they'll pay attention to, and that's half of acting.
Absolutely.
And the art side, you especially nowadays, you're a personality. Yeah. Look at any of the famous artists like Weiland. You put on a show.
Yep.
You put on a show.
I agree. Yeah. What do you think about sort of the dawn of social media and art and being an artist? So it's like I want to do my art and all of that, but then it's like to get people to pay attention to it or to buy it and to like you found that
the days of being Van Gogh and cranking out 15 paintings while no one bothers you and enjoying your absinthe, they're gone. They're gone.
I wish I could enjoy my absinthe today, but I had to go tweet and
get out 2 Instagram posts, and it's true though, right?
No, totally.
It's totally true. And it is a balance. And luckily, my kids help me with some of that because they're like, the kids aren't on Facebook, Mom. You're wasting your time spending time on Facebook.
Right.
Go to Instagram. Push it over to Facebook if you want. So paying attention to that younger generation is huge. Mm-hmm. And then also knowing what advice to take and not take, because Snapchat, I am not going to paint on Snapchat.
No.
That's not happening.
No.
And then it goes away. So why did you spend the time if it's just going to go away?
I mean, I send certain people in my life
the filters are cool.
The filter, where I'm like,
yeah,
or whatever, but like, not the...
And there are some artists who are fantastic at using it. I would have to say Chris Pratt, as far as actors, is my favorite.
He's funny.
Man knows how to use it.
Yep.
and he knows how to speak to the next generation.
Yeah, he does.
He's right in the middle of, he's still hip enough for the young kids, but, and there's some artists who really know how to do it. There's one guy in California that I follow, I think his handle's Crayola.
Okay.
Started out being a tagger, graffiti art.
Okay.
Does amazing stuff.
Huh.
Yeah. So it gives you ideas, and artists learn from each other. Hopefully not copy each other.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, cool. So I think you're amazing, and it's always so good to see you. And I was like, I want to get you on the podcast to talk about your cool life.
Thank you.
That's so
Thank you.
neat. And I know, I was telling my mom and dad, I was like, you gotta watch Hawaii 5-0. Because they're like, because that's one of their shows, and they're like, wait a minute, you're friends on it? I was like, yeah. So,
I know, I have to make an IMDb page. There's like credits up there, but I don't have a photo or anything. And my kids are like, Mom, why are you so blasé about this?
Yeah. No,
I'm like, I need to do that.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. All right, so for people to get a hold of you and look at your beautiful art, tell everybody your handle.
Okay, they can look up my website on As You Wish Arts.
Yep. As You Wish.
As You Wish. And that
arts.
literally came about because of my initials. I signed everything AS.
Yes.
And they'd be like, as what?
Oh.
And I'm a Princess Bride freak. And I'm like, as you wish. And then I can tell if they're my people or not if they go, oh my God, Princess Bride. Yeah, if they don't get that, then I just sort of let it go because I think I'm weird. But that's where that came from. So unfortunately, when I went to grab As You Wish on Instagram, someone already had it. So I'm As You Wish Artist.
Okay. As You Wish Artist.
Artist, yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so we've kind of just gone crazy with that whole As You Wish thing. It's helped me because now I can tell people I can make whatever you want. I can make it as you wish.
Yeah.
And it's been fun.
That's super cool. And what is your, you're a SAG actress?
Yep, SAG actor.
Actor. And what is your official name on screen?
My actor's name is Andrea Elizabeth Sikkink. Stuck with that.
Well, sometimes you got to do the 3-name dealio.
Correct. Well, and my mother was an actress, and she took a different name, but I kind of wanted to honor my husband and the family. My daughter, however, who acted with me, has a completely different name.
Oh, wow.
So she is M. Jenna Rose.
Okay.
Yeah. So on the credits when it ran, everyone's like, oh, they didn't use your daughter after all. I'm like, no.
She's right there.
That's her. She just wanted nothing to do with the Sikkink name.
That's awesome. I didn't realize your mom was an actor.
Yes, my mom was an actor back in the 50s, but had to stop. In those days, it wasn't okay for a woman to do that once they were married. So she worked at a radio station. Gotcha. She did acting, and then, I remember her boss basically told her, now that you're married, we'll fill your job. And I'm so glad, yes. I'm so glad we've progressed beyond that. But it's awesome because my husband was in radio, and so they tell stories, and even though they're experienced,
absolutely.
Yeah, and my dad was in TV and basically swore we were not allowed to do any of the above. So I marry a DJ, I act on TV, and I'm an artist.
You are defiant.
You're welcome, Dad.
5 ways to Sunday is what you are, which is awesome.
Yes.
I'm sure. Yeah, that's right.
But he loves it. And the day I got the speaking part on 5-0, my mom sent me a picture. He's not media savvy, but she sent me a picture of him at the table when she told him. That she's going to have credits, and a big smile on his almost 90-year-old face. So.
Aww, that's amazing. Yay!
Yay!
How cool.
Well, thank you.
All we want to do is make our parents proud, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, and just to enjoy life and not be afraid to try stuff. I think that's the thing we found when we came to Hawaii is like, you start looking at things different if you leave that comfort zone of where you grew up and go, wait, there's this possibility and this possibility. And then I met people, and like 5 years later I find out, you're the aunt of Bruno Mars? And you go, wow, but it's so awesome because you didn't have that in the way. Yeah. You were friends for how long, and then like with the Chris Pratt thing, I didn't know who he was. I just had a conversation about, I got to make sure I get out of here to get my kid after school. And he's like totally cool, thinking, wow, this lady has no clue who I am.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and it's, when you do work and you're working with people with celebrity, and dealing with that, it's like at the end of the day, everybody's human. Everybody has to deal with their children or their spouse, and they eat and whatever, and it's like, yes, do people do amazing things? Absolutely. But, at the end of the day, just having like normal conversation with somebody about whatever is what most of us just want.
Right, and those friendships that you make.
Yes.
The friends I've made through SharePoint,
Yeah.
the friends I've made through acting, the friends I've made through the art community. I have this incredible network of talented people that I know. And instead of comparing and feeling like I'm inferior, I go, wow, they tried that.
Yeah.
I'm going to try it.
Yeah.
You know, and it opens up everything that you maybe didn't think that you were any good at.
Yeah.
You know, and you find out what you're not. I suck at golf. I will never be good at golf. But I'm okay with that.
Okay.
It's not going to make me sad.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Well, we would say that you're the compilation of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? And so I think, like, I loved growing up in the Midwest.
Yeah.
I left the Midwest. I've been on the West Coast ever since, and I've sort of traveled all around the world and all that stuff. And I love people who push me and inspire me. Like, I love watching you do what you do. It's super inspiring. Totally.
Thank you.
You know, and that's why I love talking to people on these podcasts. It's like, oh my God, I feel so blessed. My friends are amazing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like,
And
why not talk to them about their lives, right?
Exactly.
So-
Oh, no, I think it's awesome what you're doing. And I think with all the advances of how small the world can be with technology, that should be our focus, is how can we help each other and improve each other's lives versus comparing to each other versus going, oh, I'm not as good as this person. Instead, like, wow, I could try that, or I can do this.
Or
You know?
share what we're doing and how we're doing it. It's like, you know what? I bought this thing and I
it's
hit
so
record
cool.
and I stick it in somebody's face and like, let's talk about stuff. You know, and I'm like, whatever.
I don't even know what that is.
We've had some screaming babies and we've had a few cars go by, but I'm like, you know what?
There's some good music.
That was actually good music. I was like, that car was kind of cool too. But I was like, you know, at the same time, I'm like, yes, should it be all professional?
Yeah.
Blah, blah. But then at the same time, I'm like, you know what?
It's so real, and then
I want
other
it to be
people
real.
want to hear it.
Yeah. So I think
And-
so. I hope so.
Yeah, and I think, you know, it doesn't have to be Hawaii. It can be anywhere that you end up.
Yeah.
Just plant those roots and
Absolutely.
try stuff and connect with people and,
Great.
yeah.
That's awesome. All right, Miss.
Thank
Thing.
you.
Yeah, it's so great to have
Miss
you.
As You Wish.
Miss As You Wish. As
You wish.
Okay. All right.
Thank
so
you.
much, All right.
And he's coming. Kerry Elways is coming again. He was here last summer for a Comic-Con.
What?
I went to the Comic-Con. My husband was promoting a movie that he was in, so I had to work the booth. And I never got to see Kerry Elways.
Oh.
Literally, like, across the hall from him. But he will be here, I think it's the end of July.
Okay.
I'm
That
meeting
needs
him.
to happen.
That needs to happen.
For sure.
I need to give him my card.
Yeah.
As You Wish.
Totally.
With the turtle on it.
Okay. Awesome. Right on.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool.
I'm going to close this out and thank you, honey, so
Thank
much.
you.
Appreciate it. All right.
Appreciate it.
I'm going to turn the button.
Go. Aloha.
Aloha. The original music on this podcast was created by Jesse Case.